the government. In fact, these hoes are not loyal, and I can prove it. Remember a couple years ago when we were all like, the bees, the bees, the bees knees, where are they going? Where are all the bees going? And science was funded to find out what exactly was happening, right? But then we recently find out that they're only planting male trees in cities to prevent, food being grown freely, giving you hoes all allergies. So science was funded. People were run around to kind of figure out like why this was happening. Not one city council person, not one governor, not one mayor said anything about this. Said, hey, I know the reason. And then today I'm just, wandering and I'm thinking, that's why there's no bees. So the government had us all running around. The news was like, what's happening? What on earth is happening with the bees? And the answer was in our face this entire time. I say this to remind you that you live in a human zoo. For them to act like they had no idea what was going on. Babe, what? You did this. This is why it's happening. But you're pretending that you have no idea what's going on, that it's global warming. And I'm sure it also is global warming. But I say this to exhibit that you live in a human zoo and you need to realize this as quickly as possible. I was also thinking today about how much visual clutter that we are tolerating and we don't even realize how chaotic this is. Because I know most suburbs, like, you wouldn't equate it to Times Square, but it's the same kind of idea. You need a lawyer? Personal injury? Get a Big Mac. You should get to the gym. Crunch time to improve your home. Home Depot's here, and so is Lowe's. I know a lot of people will say like, you can kind of like ice these things out and they don't have to be a part of your reality, but we all know how like susceptible and spongy our minds actually are. Or maybe we don't, which is also another reason I'm making this video. It's been proven that you can slip like an image into something and it will affect someone's mind. I think we are much more susceptible to mind control and very much under mind control than we understand. And I know mind control is like, woo, but it's very simple to do this. You can have a conversation with someone and just insert a random phrase very quickly and they won't even notice it and they'll just be like, what? But they're not going to ask you about it because that would be too weird. They won't think about it till later if they think about it at all. Anyways, back to my point in the beginning. They have run us around looking for these answers and the culprit is always them. It's always the government. And these things have been in place for years, so it's not like our fault in this time right now. But I mean, we can at least call it out and be responsible now going forward. I once saw this quote by Banksy, the artist, and he, long story short, was basically like, corporations are hijacking you. You go outside and they're just like yelling things at you, and this is not okay. You should be able to destroy those images because they're assaulting you on a very low level. I'll say low level, but it's a level that you just are not aware of. I think this accounts for a lot of our anxiety in this world. Also, someone told me today under a comment in a video that most of the people alive in the United States are Scorpios, which would explain a lot of this like warmongering society that we live in. Unforgiving, vengeful, overly sneaky and mysterious. Sorry if you're a Scorpio, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. Next, we had Virgos, who we know are overly strict with rules and rigidity. Following this were Cancers, who are notoriously emotional, but also like very aggressive sometimes. Upset if you don't do the right thing. Controlling.